Hello, welcome back to the Fish Locker Workshop. I'm going to really quickly show you how I make my wrassing rig. And it is very simply, it is this. Now, what's that? A foot long. And this is probably 40 or 50 pound mono. I don't know exactly what it is because I usually make it out of offcuts. I don't make it out of a specific type or a specific weight of line, just around 40 or 50 pound a line. It's got a standoff loop of about, what's that, 6 inches long. Has a loop at one end and a canny link. I call these canny links, I don't know what you would know them as. A little tiny rotten bottom hook at the other and a couple of floating beads on. There are a couple of different types of hooks that you can use. I will explain the ones that I use as I get to that point. But that is it in its entirety. It's my wrassing rig. The components that you'll need to make that rig are here. First of all, the line that I use. I'm expecting this was someone's shock leader, and I found this on a mark when I was fishing. I just recycled it. I generally like to have a bit of a clean up. I cleaned up, found a good bit of line. This is, I don't know, it was about 50 yards long. So I just coiled it up into a little loop like that, and I just take bits off. So this is a stretch. You're going to want it to be about 2 feet long, just to give you something to work with. The hooks. This is a 2/0 stinger. And I quite like the shape because it's almost got like a chino style gauge. It's offset and it's got a big gape. You can also use chino hooks, which is these. I use specimen extras, which are those. I like them in around about 2/0. So specimen extras, chinos or stingers. To start off, take your hook. I'm going to make this one with a stinger. Right. You're going to double the line over. If you can fit your line through the eye of the hook, doubled over, just push it through. If you can't, put one piece through, loop it back and put the other piece through. And you want them to be about even. Then you're going to thread a couple of floating beads on. Now I like 2 big ones and a small one. Doesn't matter what type you've got. I've got some of them, a mixture of all sorts of different types of ones. It doesn't really matter. They're all kind of the same. But I like 2 big ones and a small one. The reason being is because the smaller ones are tighter on the line. I'll show you. Right, I've threaded my beads on. The larger ones slide like that. Whereas the smaller ones, because they've got a smaller hole in them, it's almost like a stopper. So I can let those slide right down to the hook. If I didn't have a small one, there is a chance that they could travel back up the line and it wouldn't be floating me bait. So that's why I like a little one almost as a stopper like that. That's your floating beads on. It doesn't matter what colour, what type, this is what I like. Then you're going to make a twisted boom blood loop. I have put a video on this channel showing just this knot. I'll really quickly run through it. All you're going to do is you're going to take the 2 pieces of line and you're going to twist them between your fingers like that. But one you're going to twist one way and one you're going to twist the other. And you just twist them in your fingers. And what it does is it creates a twist like that. So this hand is going this way and this hand is going this way. And then when you put them together, if you pull them apart a little bit, it tightens them up. Once you've got 5-6 inches like that, you're going to tie your blood loop. So by creating a loop, you then go through yourself, passing the loop through 3 or 4 times. I will move the camera actually. I'll move the camera so I can show this closer. You have your beads and your hook. You have your twisted boom. You're literally going to create a loop like that. And then you're going to take part of the loop and you're going to twist it through the loop. There you see? And then all you do is you take these two pieces and they're just one over, one under. You see how I'm just twisting them around each other? What that does is it twists them up on either side. You see, look how it's twisted there, and it's also twisted there. And then all you're going to do, after you've done 3 or 4, is take your hook and your beads, and they go through the loop, like that. Just like that. Then you're going to lubricate this and pull it tight. Right, you've passed it through. You're then going to wet it with some saliva. The reason that saliva is important is so it lubricates the knot. Otherwise, what will happen is as the knot tightens, the friction of the line will damage the line. Friction creates heat, heat damages mono. If you can go around something like that, so you're pulling in 3 directions. You're pulling against that and you're pulling aside, and the knot just slides down. So you end up with a nice tight knot like that. By twisting the line, it causes it to be like a standoff loop. On the top, all you need to do is it's just a double overhand knot. So just a granny knot, but go through it twice. And on the bottom, I'm going to take one of my little canny links, which is just, I call them canny links, I don't know what you might know them as, but there, look, it's just a little hook. Pass it onto your line, create a loop, and tie another double overhand knot. There we go. Snip off the tag ends. This is the rig pretty much made. There you go, look. And then what you're going to do is on your little hook on the bottom, you create a weak link. This is, depending on what you want to use, 2 ounce, 3 ounce, 4 ounce, whatever weights you use. I have my lead with some weaker mono on. So my main line could be anything 40, 50 pound braid, then you've got your rubbing leader, then you've got your hook length trace, which is 40 or 50 pounds, and then possibly 15 to 20 pound mono. So you stage it down in breaking strains. And then for the hook, all I've done is you tie on to there, and then you tie another knot to the bottom of the little canny link hook. Again, lubricate, pull it down, take off your tag end. There, look, that won't come off that hook. When you are going to cast out, you take your little hook, hook it onto your lead. There is your trace and rig ready. As soon as you cast out and that hits the bottom, the little hook releases and you fish like that. Because wrasse live in really rocky, really kelpy areas, you are going to lose gear. You are going to lose tackle. By having this weak link in here, if your lead ever gets stuck, this weak link here will break first. So all you'll lose is your lead. You will get your trace back and your leader. If your hook gets stuck, it's goodbye. You're going to say goodbye to at least the trace. But at least this gives you the chance of just losing the lead. Because you're fishing in such rough, hard ground, and because you're going to be losing tackle, it's inevitable you're going to be losing tackle. I don't like making my traces out of anything that's worth a lot of money. because I don't like losing money. So that's why I use my offcuts, my little bits of trash, the line that I find that's good. All I'm going to lose if I lose this rig is I lose a couple of beads and a hook and a canny link that costs pennies. The lead actually costs more than the rest of the trace. So there it is. That is my Wrassing rig. Like I say, all you have to do, I'll just knock up a few of these and I just keep them on winders. So that is 40 to 50 pound mono. It's about a foot long. It's got a 6-inch standoff snood of twisted boom blood loop. By having this line twisted, by twisting it, it causes it to stand off. You see how it stands off proud? Not only that, but the line is doubled over. Wrasse have got very hard teeth. They will make a mess of hook lengths. They won't make a mess of doubled over 40 pound line, I can tell you now. And by putting a loop in there instead of tying it straight on, if you want to change the hook, all you do is you just push the line on like that, take the hook off. Say for instance, if you dull it, if you snap the point, all you do then is you pick up another hook, push the loop through the eye, push the point through the loop without sticking it in your finger, and there you go, your hook's back on. And this little bead, like I said, acts as a stopper, because if you didn't have it there, they could. If you casted it out, your bait could be there, your floating beads could float up there, and your bait wouldn't be popped up. Whereas your little bead acts as a stopper. The reason why I have floating beads on there is not only does it pop the bait up a little bit, but it adds movement. You're going to be fishing inside a kelp. The chances are your bait might be hidden. You've got a couple of bright attractor beads there now and a little bit of extra flutter. Wrasse are predominantly, they are sight feeders. They are also very aggressive territorially. So something bright like that, they will have a go at it. That is my Wrassing rig.